Good morning. So last night we stayed in Glasgow, and after we got into town we found out from a young lady who's through hiking. She's over here. She works for a bat company, which is really cool, hearing all about what she does in the woods catching bats. And anyway, we found out from her that right where we got off the trail, they closed a 10-mile section of trail because of that fire. And I hear there are lots more fires down in the south because of the heat and dryness. So I'm not sure what that's going to mean for me. And we're getting a shuttle this morning. So this is a shelter right outside Glasgow. And there's that white building over there is a hot shower, which is really nice. And there's porta potties. That's extra nice. And there's a little fire pit here. It was really hot when we went to bed last night, and it's really chilly this morning. Anyway, we're getting a shuttle shortly. We're paying a guy to take us to Petite Ravine, which is 10 miles up, and we'll see what happens and how our day goes.
Is you could get a whole bunch of green tomatoes, but if it doesn't hit 85, they're not going to ripen. Yeah. And from here, it goes from 80 to 90.
It's moved. It's in 2 spots now.
And
so it's day 97, and we just got dropped off and trying to warm up. Yesterday, the high was 97, and today, it doesn't feel like it could be more than 45 or 50, but the wind is blowing, and just trying to warm up by hiking. Jennifer, the gal who's the bat person, she was actually shivering and took off, so she'll warm up. Gary from Glasgow, super nice shuttle driver. He's hiked the trail twice and he loves shuttling people. He's met all kinds of really cool people shuttle driving. He met the senator one year, and he hears all kinds of crazy things. A couple of years ago, there was a family of bear that was like stalking hikers and taking food regularly. I have hardly seen any bear, and very gratefully so. Anyway, thank you, Gary. Nice guy. Hoping to do about 10 miles to a shelter tonight, and hopefully we'll have some warm weather coming up, although hiking in the cold or cool beats hiking in the heat. Also, I'm not sure how I'm going to make up that 10-mile section. Not sure how long it'll be closed. When we drove by it this morning, you could still see there was still some small fires burning. Yeah, so making up a little tiny section. I'm not sure how to do that. Just gonna see how far I can go south. I just passed a gal sitting in the woods in camo. Her husband's scouting for bear right now. So gun season doesn't start till November 1st. And right now they're allowed to tree bear, but they're not allowed to shoot. And then I think bow starts mid-October here. I don't remember what the gentleman said. I met a day or so ago. Anyways, still good to have orange on. So I just met this young lady at the Glasgow shelter. Her name is Jennifer, and I want you to hear what she does because it's really cool.
Hi guys, I'm a bat biologist. I went to Penn State and studied wildlife and fisheries sciences, and I've been catching bats ever since. We go out in the woods over the summer for about 3 months every year and put big nets up in the air and survey and try and see what species are out there. We collect a bunch of data, like we measure how big they are, and we determine what sex they are, if they have had babies or not this year. Take a picture and then we release them. every year at the end of the year, we send all that data to different agencies like the Fish and Wildlife Service and the local state agencies, and they try to determine populations and how they're doing, if they're reproducing well. And it's a really fun job. I get to spend a lot of time in the woods. I meet some very interesting people doing it. And
Yeah, and so you also thru-hiked?
yep, I thru-hiked 5 years ago. I flip-flopped like our friend here.
Yeah.
It was a good time. We were really slow. It took us 7 months, but
That's what it's going to take me, I think.
it's rather enjoy it than move fast.
Yes,
So.
yes. Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hopefully you can figure out what's going on with the white nose thing, and
Yeah, hopefully. Scientists are working on it, but
bats are gentle creatures and we need to help them. I
we
think,
do. They
if
help,
we can.
They help get rid of mosquitoes, guys.
Yep.
You want bats.
Thank you. A shelter for lunch. It's important to eat even though you might not feel like it when it's real cold, because eating food in your belly helps generate body heat. So even if you don't feel like eating, you should. It's really important. And we packed out pizza. Mm-hmm. This is called the Guillotine.
How does that rock get like that? All right. There's been some beautiful rock faces, absolutely.
And of course you have to assume the pose.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we are at the Guillotine.
Oh my goodness. You never know when that thing might give way. Might be my day. That would be bad. Oh, so now we have lots of rhododendron lining the trail. You can tell that we have not had much water down here, but they sure are pretty. Twisty branches, gnarly. It's pretty cool. I think we're about halfway through our day, halfway through our miles for the day, heading to a shelter tonight. Another stairway. Thought we had downhill to go. Going through, I think, the apple orchard someone told us we'd go through today. There's someone climbing around in the rocks in there. It's a cool camp spot.